Welcome to Slamfire. Today we're talking about the Ruger 1022 Carbine model. Now before we start the review, let's first check to make sure that the rifle is clear. Alright, we are good to go. Alright, like I mentioned, this rifle is manufactured by Ruger. They've been making them for a really long time. It shoots a 22 LR or long rifle. This rifle is semi-automatic, which means every time you pull the trigger, it'll fire one round. Now Ruger makes a variety of 1022 models, such as Sporter, Tactical, Target, Compact, Carbine, and the newer Takedown model. Now this is the Carbine model, and it has a maximum range of about 100 to 125 yards. And the barrel is an 18.5-inch barrel with a 1 in 16 twist. But if you want, you can actually switch out the barrel for a barrel that has a 1 in 9 twist for better accuracy and consistency. Now, as you'll notice, I have sling mounts on my 1022. It did not come this way. I actually had these installed by a gunsmith, and I chose UTG sling mounts because I really like the rail that it comes with, so I can mount a bipod on here and still effectively use my sling mounts. Now the stock that this rifle has is synthetic, and it's very lightweight, and I like that because it helps you to keep on target and doesn't add too much weight to the gun. And as far as aiming goes, you have a blade gold bead front sight and adjustable flip down rear sight. And it also comes with a rail that you can put on or take off depending on whether or not you want optics. And one thing I really like about this is that even with the rail on, you can still see your front and rear sight just fine. One thing I am going to mention though, if you do want to run optics on your rifle, then even with the rear sight flipped down, you want to check to make sure you have enough space between the bottom of your scope and the top of the rear sight. An issue that I had is someone installed a scope for me and didn't check the space in between them. And after putting several hundred rounds through this bad boy and the recoil kind of wearing on that, it left a big scratch in the bottom of my scope. So you just want to check that. You want to make sure, just run a piece of paper through it. If you can fit a piece of paper between the rear sight and the bottom of your scope, then you're good. If you can't, then you need to raise your scope up a little bit. So the safety for this gun is located right in front of the trigger. It is a push button safety, which is really convenient. If you're just aiming, just push it and you're good to go. Now this rifle has a polymer trigger housing and a aluminum receiver. And the charging handle for this gun does not lock back after the last shot, but you can lock it back manually. It's easy enough. There's a button right in front of the trigger guard. All you have to do is pull your charging handle back, press and hold down that button, release your charging handle, and then release the button, and it should be back. Now to take it down, all you have to do is pull back on your charging handle, press and release the button, and then release your charging handle. So that's pretty much it for the basic overview of the gun. Now a few things that it comes with, and as I mentioned before, it comes with the top rail, but you also get this tiny 10-round Rotary Magazine, and I love this thing because as you notice, when you put it in, it fits flush with the rest of the gun, the bottom of the gun. And that's great because when I'm running a bipod and I have a scope on here, whether I'm prone or on the table, it's really nice because your magazine isn't sticking out, getting in your way. But if you want a high cap magazine, you can get a 25 rounder. This is a Butler Creek magazine, and it's very nice. I like it because it's clear, so you can see how many rounds you have left. It's easy to check. One thing I will mention though about the Butler Creek mags is you want to make sure you get one with metal feed lips, because I got like 3 of them that had plastic feed lips and they kept jamming on me. They wouldn't feed consistently to save my life. So make sure you go with the metal feed lips. This has been pretty reliable. Had issue from now and then, but it's generally a great mag. For the most reliable mag out there for this gun, I'd recommend the Ruger BX25. This is actually a mag manufactured by Ruger for this gun. And I love how it looks in it because it's all black and it looks great, fits great. There's not much play there at all. And I haven't had any problems with it. No jamming, no inconsistent feeding. So yeah, there you have that. And something else that this gun will come with that I really like is it comes with this bracket here and this lock. And what this is, it's a gun lock. And you just take this bracket and you slip it inside, and that piece goes right in the ejection port. Then you take your lock and put that on the other side. And what this does is it prevents a magazine from being fed into the mag weld, and it separates the bolt from the chamber, so even if there was a round in the chamber, it could not be fired. And this is great for if you're going to store your rifle for a long period of time, or you're traveling with it, or even if you have children in the house and you just want to make sure that, you know, they don't get their hands on the rifle. And it prevents anyone else but you from firing this rifle. And it comes with 2 keys, which is nice because, you know, if you're like me, then you lose things. Alright, well there you go. Now I would highly recommend checking out Ruger.com. They have a nice overview page that has a list of all of the different models of the 1022, and I'll leave a link in the description. And that way you can just select the model that you're most interested in and find out all about it. Well, there you have it. Let's take it to the range.